flame. Hold on, I can make it rain. Oh, do you hear the thunder? No, don't let it bring you down. Look up and see the light. You're not alone, don't give up like that. Oh yeah, got a ways to go.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on
EA Sports coverage takes us to one of the newest jewels on the NFL landscape, US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it, and they'll take it out to the 25. Yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff them in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, set the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Throwing his car on 3rd down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. So a first-quarter sack, and remember, keep in mind, he had 2 sacks in last week's game.
And it's always intriguing to me to watch these great pass rushers because some of them, they need their teammates to scheme for them, maybe occupy people and make it a one-on-one matchup. Other guys, they just defeat everything in front of them. To get 2 sacks in a game, it's a little bit of both for you.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Here we go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got his man on the out route. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 68 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 18 carries, 75 yards.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
Time running out here on the play clock. Now back to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Second down now after the pass completion. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll run it now out of the gun. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Now a handoff here to his running back. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Let's go! Ohio! Ohio!
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. As they run the counter play. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive. And normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. This will be caught just inside the 10. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And we were scoreless up until this point in the second quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Let's see where this action takes us. First quarter, no points at all. Now we've got our first score of the game. Well, does that signal that we're going to get more as we go along, or will it revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game?
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone. Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Now Carr. And some room to run now. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A huge play there for Chicago. 41 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit, because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Smith. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads, and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So, boy, Derek Carr heads to the bench. And they'll turn things over here to the backup to see if he can dig him out of this hole. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, we'll send you to Orlando and Larry Ridley as he'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. But no touchdown. These guys need to give Larry some touchdowns to talk about.
Things are too...
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs went to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
This is taken at his 4, and he'll be knocked down sideways. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. He'll drop to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end round. Complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Let's go.
They're going to look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand Ohio.
Looking to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
Now the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from the Motor City. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Come on, let's go.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A big hit. Knocked down sideways, right around the 31.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll set up a throw. And this one is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. Touchdown, Vikings! A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Carnell on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On third down, Carr. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now a first down following that long gain. Now Carr. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Carr going to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
To throw on third down. Carr. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. And his kick is right there. It's good. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off that lead.
And now you put the pressure on your defense, who didn't particularly play all that well in the first half. But they're going to need to step it up here and make some plays if these guys are going to have any chance.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38. Ohio. 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 Come on, let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 6 there on first. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Come on, let's go. What? 90.
He'll look to throw. He is going to find Hill here. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on third and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. What a difference a week makes. 5 interceptions in their last game. Here we are, fourth quarter. He's played mistake-free. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 22. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Chavez. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up fourth down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. So the offense has it, 6-yard line, first and goal. And the play clock's running down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's second and goal. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, break it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third and goal.
Here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. On third and long, it's Carr. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now Carr, got to have this one. Going right side here, and that's complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11.
Let's go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Back to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Elsewhere, they're into the 4th at Lucas.
Picture me putting my city.